Nandito na po tayo sa 24th lecture on admonishing on child discipline, at naroon tayo sa isang section na kung saan ay tinatalakay natin yung word mismo na admonishing, second part third part noong Ephesians 6 verse 4. Matatandaan po natin na tinalakay natin ang centrality ng government in the propagation of holiness. Ito yung tinakda ng ating Panginoon, at nakita rin natin na ang God Himself is the perfect model of fathering. Kaya siya yung ating tinitignan, siya yung ating tinutularan. Our being parents must be measured by the standard set by the Lord, set by God Himself as the father of His children. And then, napunta po tayo doon sa Ephesians chapter 6 in verse 4. Now, I'm giving this summary kasi may mga bagong dumarating sa ating kalagitnaan, at ganun din, may mga nakikinig po ng ating lecture. But I still encourage those who would be hearing this series for the first time na sundan po natin o balikan natin yung ating yung amin pong recorded na mga parts of this series. Nasa 24th na po tayo. At nakita po natin based on Ephesians 6:3 o 6:4 yung fundamental responsibility of parents. Magsimula po doon sa establishing of an atmosphere that is conducive para sa pagpapalaki sa mga anak in godliness. And then we went to the formal responsibility na binigay sa atin ay dalawa. At ang isa rito ay yung discipline, which we were able to establish from the Word of God, means corporal punishment. Ito yung paggamit, yung righteous use of the rod upang maakay natin ang ating mga anak. And then ang huli po nating tinatalakay is the third part, which is admonition. Bring them up in the discipline and admonition of the Lord. And we said, etymologically, it means the filling of the mind. And as used in the scripture, what is to be filled in the mind ay naroon ng instruction, warning, and rebuke. At dinala tayo do sa question, what would be the material that would guide us in filling the mind of our children? Of course, we know that it is the Bible itself. At nakita natin na there is a book dedicated or structured as a model, as an instruction to children, and that is the book of Proverbs. Malinaw naman sa verses ng Proverbs na ito ay designed to teach wisdom and knowledge in the fear of the Lord. Kaya dinala rin tayo doon sa fear of the Lord. Ang stated purpose is to teach knowledge and wisdom. Then we learned of the principle of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. There is no wisdom, there is no knowledge without the fear of the Lord. It's the principle, not only the beginning, but the principle. It is the foundation. It is the support of wisdom, and that is the fear of the Lord. So when we admonish our children, we guide them to the fear of the Lord. Now, since we are already in Proverbs, we made a survey of the book of Proverbs para tignan kung ano yung mga prevailing o yung major concerns ng isang magulang sa kanyang mga anak. At ito ay nakita natin na yung mga repeated instruction, kasi pagka repeated yung instruction, there must be something about the instruction. Pag paulit-ulit yung tatay, paulit-ulit, there must be something special in that. Now, it's not saying though that a teaching must be repeated para masabi nating important, sapagkat yung virgin birth ay napaka seldom na na-mention, but we know that that is a vital doctrine. But when it comes to the book of Proverbs, yung ama sa kanyang anak, yung paulit-ulit niyang sinasabi, ay makikita mo yung in his mind kung ano yung mahalaga. Just like the Apostle John, basahin mo man yung kanyang gospel at yung kanyang mga letters, at even going to history and tradition, merong favorite subject si John na paulit-ulit niyang binabanggit, and that is love. I have told you the anecdote about John the Beloved being carried on a hammock, dinala roon sa pulpit, at ang una niyang sinabi, love one another. That was his dying days. At nang tanungin siya, bakit puro love ang iyong tinuturo? Ang sabi ni John, bakit nagawa niyo na ba fully? Napakahalaga ng subject na love. So, reviewing itong Proverbs, makikita natin yung mga bagay. At when we made a survey, and then by the way, all of these are based mainly on the lecture of Pastor Martin entitled How Not to Foul Up the Training of Our Children, that there are even times that I lifted up the words, the very words of Pastor Martin, and become part of what I am saying. Now, making yung question, how do we go about teaching our children wisdom in the fear of the Lord based only on the book of Proverbs, particularly and specifically the repeated instruction? And we gathered 4. And again, I encourage you, particularly parents, pero hindi lang parents, kumari lahat tayo, to make a survey always of the book of Proverbs. Magkaroon sana tayo ng schedule that we would make a quick reading. Talagang i-fast read lang natin yung Proverbs, makikita kagad natin yung impression kung ano yung mga mahalaga. At ito yung ating 4 na pinag-aralan, that parents must admonish their children to be attentive listeners to godly parental instruction. We got this from the repeated instruction of Solomon. Listen to your father. Listen to my instruction. Remember my law and my commandments. Nakita natin yan running all over the book of Proverbs. That would give us an impression na if we want our children really to be trained for godliness, we must teach them to admit or to accept, to welcome godly instruction. And then secondly, parents must admonish their children to be active in the pursuit of true knowledge and wisdom. Now, paulit-ulit din siya, hindi lamang makinig ka, kundi seek wisdom. Look and search for wisdom as you would hidden treasure. And this, we are even told that we are to provide our children with materials for them in their pursuit of wisdom. And then thirdly, parents must admonish their children to learn to desire, welcome, and heed, rebuke, correction, and counsel. Paulit-ulit ni si Solomon, do not despise the rebuke of your father and of your mother. Listen to the reproof of those who are above you. And then fourthly, parents must admonish their children to recognize and avoid people and influences which lead them to defilement. Lahat sinabi rito ni Solomon, from choosing your friends, from avoiding the door of a sinful woman, to yung indications ng isang tao is dinadala ka into sinfulness and away from God. Itinuro ito ni Solomon that we must also do with our children. Hindi nila ginagawa yung kasalanan that na ginagawa ng marami, tatahimik na tayo. We must teach them to recognize ano yung sinful. to recognize yung mga influences, to recognize, kasi soon, iiwanan tayo ng mga anak natin, magiging mga independent yan. Kaya repeatedly, sinasabi ito ni Solomon, must admonish their children to recognize. Matetrain siya para pag hindi man tayo nakatingin, pag nakita nila yung tao, uy, I learned from my parents to avoid such person. I learned from my parents to avoid such places, such atmosphere, such condition. Now we come to another major emphasis of Solomon's admonishing his children. What do you think ang hindi pa natin na-discuss that is repeatedly mentioned in Proverbs na nagpapakita sa atin na ito ay major emphasis in the training of our children? What do you think? Just make a wild guess. Ha? Find a wife. Wala yata sa ano yun eh. Song of Patrick lang yun. Meron ba? Proverbs. Well, in a sense, meron din kasi tinuro niya yung virtuous woman. Kung ano yung virtuous woman. And about, he mentioned several passages about finding a wife as a blessing. Pero ano pa, yung talagang overwhelming na makikita natin na pag binasa mo ang Proverbs, you will never miss na ito ay one major emphasis in the training of Solomon sa kanyang mga anak and also in our training of our children. Sige, Noy. Use of the rod. Yes, binigay niya yon, but not really teaching their children to use the rod, but pinapaliwanag niya sa kanyang mga anak yung kahalagahan at yung function ng rod. Yes, isang major emphasis din yon, but more on for them to accept yung rod na ito ay nakakatulong sa kanila. But yung in the shaping of the character of their children, there are several emphases and characters and ways that they must learn and repeatedly mentioned by Solomon. The fear of the Lord, yes, that's a very basic. That's the foundation at doon tayo nagsimula. Yes, he mentioned yung but just part of a major. Wala. Venture a guess. About money, sinong money? Money Abena? Money? The money. Yes, may mga minention siya about investment, about yung magiging guarantor ka. Binanggit niya lahat yon. But friendship, yes, isa yun sa mga how to identify a person to be your friend. Trust in the Lord. It's overall. It's sinang the use of the tongue. Yes, you're right. The point. Dalawa, the use of the tongue. And also, yung proper management of time. Yung sluggard, yung katamaran, minention yan. So, tingnan natin yung use of the tongue. Isa rin to sa most major na bahagi ng Proverbs. In fact, he mentioned 75, I think, explicit pa lang yun 75, he devoted 75 passages explicitly telling his children that they should be knowledgeable on the righteous use of the tongue. So, ito yung title na binigay sa atin. Parents must consistently, repeatedly, and diligently admonish their children on the righteous use of the tongue. Sabi ni James, ang tongue is an animal that cannot be tamed. Wala pang fully nakapag-tame sa it is a fire that can set a forest, that can destroy an entire forest. We said that it is another major emphasis because just like the topic we have covered in Proverbs, yung righteous use of the tongue is repeated and spread out throughout the Proverbs. Not just repetition is the only, sabi ko nga, hindi ko inulit-ulit, kailangang ulit-ulitin para maging mahalaga, but hindi natin pwedeng baliwalain ang pag-uulit-ulit ni Solomon ng kanilang admonition sa kanyang mga anak. Yung oft-repeated topic must be of major importance para kay Solomon, and it should be also may major importance din sa atin in our pursuit of godliness at pagtuturo natin sa mga anak natin in the fear of the Lord. For the matter of righteous use of the tongue, Solomon dedicated 75 explicit references to it. And as we have done in the past, ang ating gusto na gagawin, we will just conduct a survey of those passages. Magsa-survey lang tayo. Ang purpose itong survey is para makita natin, but also for you to really whet your appetite in the study of the book of Proverbs. That you should go to the book of Proverbs over and over and over again. Yung mga anak namin, yung mga natutunan nila, marami na kami pinag-aralan, pero yung mga natutunan nila from the book of Proverbs, yun yung talagang nagstay hanggang ngayon, kino-quote pa rin nila, hanggang ngayon naalala pa rin nila yung kanilang mga natutunan in the book of Proverbs. We will conduct yung survey as I encourage you to speed read on Proverbs that you may get the feel of it. Para sa ating survey, we will not be dealing with scholarly matters. We will not be having yung word studies and etymologies, and just by plain reading, makikita na natin yung wisdom na tinuturo ni Solomon sa kanyang mga anak. So here we go. Let us begin with Proverbs 4:23 and 24, and let us imagine yung what is going on in the mind of Solomon as he taught this to his children. Ano yung nakikita nilang tendency ng kanilang mga anak? Ano yung naobserbahan ni Solomon? At ano yung nalalaman niya para sabihin ng mga bagay na ito? Proverbs 4:23 to 24. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Keep your heart. The heart is the center of man. What your heart is what you are. Ito yung pinagmumula ng lahat ng ating thinking, ang ating feeling. It's from the heart. But note, kung papaano nadidiscern ng puso. Sabi nito, put away from you a deceitful mouth and put perverse lips far from you. There is a strong and a connection between the heart and the mouth, as the New Testament said, that out of the heart of man we speak. Ang sinasabi ng bata, ang sinasabi ng mga makasalanan ay galing sa puso. Kahit gaanong may mga lumalabas ngayon sa reel sa Facebook, yung mga batang umaarteng, di ko lang kung nakapanood na kayo, umaarteng matatanda. Pinagsasalitaan yung kanyang mga magulang. Meron pang isang bata, siguro mga 3-4 years old. Nakapamewang pa siya. I told you, I don't want to do that. Why do you want me to do that? Why do you want me? For them, it's funny. But it's the heart that is sin. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Put away your deceitful mouth and put perverse lips far from you. Our children must learn the connection between the heart and the mouth. They must realize that every time they would speak, they are simply expressing the condition of their hearts. Every time a child would raise his voice doon sa kanyang magulang, would raise his voice doon sa mga may authority sa kanya, he's not just disrespecting the parents. He is expressing the depravity of the heart. Is expressing yung dapat matutunan nito ng mga bata. Every time makita natin yung what is called here deceitful mouth and perverse lips, dapat i-point sa tao na you don't just stop speaking that way, but you must deal with your heart. Proverbs 5 verse 1, my son, pay attention to my wisdom. Lend your ear to my understanding, that you may preserve discretion, and your lips may keep knowledge. See, again, ang connection naman dito is hearing and learning. Nagiging perverse yung lips ng tao because of his pride. He refused to listen. Ayaw niyang makinig. Ayaw niyang mag-analyze. So babalikan natin yung mga sinabi rito that they must be admonished to be attentive listeners. They must be admonished to be active in the pursuit. They must be admonished to desire and welcome and heed rebuke and so on and so forth. Because by hearing, faithfully hearing, the heart is affected and the mouth can speak knowledge. Hindi pwedeng mag-speak knowledge and mag-behave yung tongue in a knowledgeable way kung empty yung mind, kung empty yung brain. Hindi niya alam kung ano yung right. Kasi ang natural lang tao na ang inilalabas natin, what is natural to us. Kung ano yung natural sa atin, yun ang ilalabas natin. Eh, pag pinabayaan natin yung bata sa kanilang sarili, yung lalabas sa bibig nila is what is natural. Makikita natin yan. If we are diligently been watching our children and listening to them, dapat alam natin yung puso ang natin nakikita rito. Proverbs 6, verse 1 and 2. My son, if you become surety for your friend, if you have shaken hands in pledge for a stranger, you are snared by your word of your mouth. You are taken by the word of your mouth. So nakita niyo yung senaryo, narito yung isang tao, nilapitan siya ng kanyang kaibigan, at sinabi na, medyo gipit ako ngayon, kailangang maghiram ako sa bangko, pwede bang ikaw ang aking garantor o gamitin ko yung pangalan mo? At itong hindi naturuan, okay lang sa akin yun, magkaibigan tayo eh. And then he becomes snared by his mouth. So we must teach our children to think first, to analyze first, before they open their mouth and make a pledge and make a promise. Na gawin man nila ito, ay tiyakin nila na alam nila, na anticipate nila yung mga dangers na, kasi pwede ka namang magpautang na alam mong hindi ka siguradong mabayaran, pero willing yung puso mo na tumulong, that's okay. Pero yung nabigla ka lang, naku, napangako ko kasi, nasabi ko kasi, nasabi ko sa kanya no na pag ikaw na ngailangan, talagang lumapit ka lang sa akin at I'll give you half of my kingdom. Diba? Maraming ganyan sa scripture. So again, kita mo yung kapahamakan na dinanas just because of the mouth. And in verse 12 of the same chapter, a worthless person, a wicked man, how do you know a worthless person? A person without value, without principle, and a person who is wicked. He walks with perverse mouth. Beware. Our children must learn to beware yung mga taong ganon. Our children must learn na yung kanilang mga trash talks, yung kanilang mga kabastusan na sa magulang at sa lahat ng ito, it's a sign of wickedness. Perverse mouth. Proverbs 6:16 to 17. These 6 things the Lord hates. Yes, 7 are an abomination to him. Now this is a way of saying that these are the major things that the Lord abominates. And what are those things? A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Just look at that. A proud look. Yung walang pagkilala, ay kalinya niya yung hands that shed innocent blood and a lying tongue. Galit na galit tayo sa abortion, which is who can be more innocent than an unborn child. Yung law na napasa doon sa Netherlands kung saan yung before birth abortion, they allow before birth abortion, meaning hanggat nasa loob pa, kahit 9 months na lang, 9 months na, kahit 2 seconds na lang ilalabas na, pwedeng patayin sa loob nung, kahit doon sa puwerta, pwedeng patayin yung bata, at pag nilabas na patay, it's not murder, it's considered abortion. Nagkaalit tayo. Ayaw natin ng ganon. Shedding innocent blood. But we must realize every time our children would lie, kalinya niya yun, yung shedding innocent blood. So they must learn. They must learn that lying is so abominable sa Panginoon. Why? Because God is a God of truth. And we were made in the image of God. Son, sweetheart, you were made by God to reflect His image. And when you lie, sinira mo yung image of God. Sinira mo yung itsura ng Panginoon before man. Our children must really learn. Yan ang isang bagay na talagang when it comes to lying, we really spend time to determine kung nag-lie talaga o hindi. And yun ang isang bagay na hindi namin pwedeng palampasin. May isang instance pa na talagang sobrang diligent ko. Nagkamali pa rin ako. Mali yung naparusahan ko. Pero lahat ng proof na nakita ko, talagang siya yung nagkasala. Pero nung adult na siya, sa kanya sinabi sa akin, hindi talaga ako nagkasala. So, ay napatawad naman niya ako doon. Alam naman niya yun. But ito yung lying, talagang hindi dapat palampasin. Dapat we spend time, set aside tungkol dito. Must learn how to tell the truth. Proverbs 6:19, again, in the same chapter, a false witness, again, who speaks lies, and one who sows discord among brethren. This also, nakita natin, kapag ka ikaw this is talking about slander. When we speak, when we speak lies, and it's just equivalent to the sowing discord among brethren. When we slander someone, we sow discord. Yung tao na wala namang kaalam-alam tungkol do sa kamalian ng isa, kinwentuhan mo, sinabihan mo, dinalaman niya ngayon. Nagkaroon sila ng distance. because of what you have said. Your children must be instructed in this. Okay lang na magsumbong sa atin yung mga anak natin. I allow them. I encourage them. I am the authority in the house. I discipline you. Kaya dapat magsusumbong sila sa akin. Hindi sila magtatago sa akin. But I want to make them realize na kung lalapit silang magsumbong, it must be firstly the truth. But secondly, from a pure heart. Hindi lang yung nagsusumbong ka para maparusahan mo. Because the Lord hates those who sow discord among brethren. And our children must learn this. There must be agents of peace, agents of harmony among friends in the church. Dapat ito sa kanila. Maraming mga churches ang nasisira dahil sa nagsisirculate na chismis at slander at half-truth o titignan lang yung superficial na witness niya, bibigyan ng meaning. Makakarinig lang ng isang portion lang ng isang sinabi, idudugtungan na, parang ano yan parang yung mga archaeologists nakakuha ng isang ngipin, nireconstruct na, nakita na yung Cro-Magnon, yung mga uri na prehistoric animal, yung pala, yung isa, ano yung Cro-Magnon ba yung ngipin pala ng baboy yung nakuha nila? Nireconstruct nila. They come up with a ape-looking man and say, this is our ancestor. Pero isang ngipin lang pala that turned out to be ngipin ng baboy. Kaya nga, ang sabi nila, yun daw yung ngipin that made, that turned archaeologists into monkeys. The tooth of a pig that turned archaeologists into monkeys. Sometimes, yun lang pala yung narinig. Yung konti lang na yun. I-expand na niya, sasabihin na niya. We should discourage our children. We should tell them, anak, nakita mo ba talaga? Yung ba talaga ang sinabi? Ay, hindi po kasi, no, that's your judgment. Nakita mo ba talaga? We must make them realize how important it is to tell the truth. Proverbs 8 verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Pride and arrogance and the evil way and the perverse mouth I hate. Tingnan mo kung kanino niya nile-level. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. But pride and arrogance and evil ways, meaning people who do not fear the Lord, people who do not fear the Lord, who are involved, who are arrogant, who are engaged in evil ways, and those with perverse mouth, I hate. Those with perverse mouth, I hate. Proverbs 10:11. The mouth of the righteous is a well of life, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. So nakapagsalita yung pag nagsalita yung righteous man, it is a well of life. But yung violence, yun ang lumalabas dun sa mouth of the wicked. Our children must realize this, that whenever they open their mouth, wisdom and righteousness must come out. When they open their mouth, minsan kasi yung tuwan-tuwa tayo, yung merong isang bata, kinarga nung tita niya, sabi nung bata, ang paaho naman ang hininga mo. Tawanan sila, tuwan-tuwa sila. There is no value in what was said. Buti pa yung apo ko, hindi naman niya alam yung masama. Nag-kiss ako, siguro naamoy na ako may pawis. Napagano siya, sabi ko, bakit? Anong naamoy mo? Lolo, amoy tao ka? That was not an insult kasi siguro yun ang identification niya. Pero yung talagang sasabihin mo na sasabihin, maririnig ng bata, ang pangit mo naman. O yung kapintasan sasabihin, tuwan-tuwa sila, pati bata, alam na. There is no righteousness, there is no wisdom in those words. Those things must not be allowed. Dapat ituro. The mouth of children, they must learn that their mouth would be a well of righteousness. Proverbs 10, 13 to 14. Wisdom is found on the lips of him who was understanding. But a rod is for the back of him who is devoid of understanding. Wise people store up knowledge, but the mouth of the fool is near destruction. Nakita natin yung contrast. Narito yung lips of the unwise, yung lips ng isang tao na ang description is devoid of understanding, while the other one, yung may fear of the Lord, yung fear of yung may wisdom, meron siyang understanding, walang nakita natin kung ano yung lumalabas sa kanyang lips. Yung lumalabas sa kanya ay wisdom, pero yung isa, kailangan pa ng rod para matuto. So in other words, again, we must admonish our children, load the conscience of our children, give them enough knowledge so that it will come out from their mouth, from their lips, that they can discern kuning trash talk at kung ano yung mabuting pangungusap. Proverbs 10:18, whoever hides hatred has lying lips, and whoever spreads slander is a fool. Now, when you hide hatred, lalabas sa ating mga labi yung hate. Now, we are not only to deal with yung sinasabi natin, but we must deal with the heart. I've always tell, even to my wife, na pagka may tinitignan kami, not only that we control our mouth or control our action, kasi minsan pipigilan mo lang, Kristiyano ko, hindi dapat tuwan-tuwa ka na, napigil mo. Our children must learn to deal with their heart. It is in their heart. Kapag galit na galit siya, alam mo, anak, no, napatingin ako. Ay, I'm not referring to anything. Alam mo, anak, hindi talaga to. Honestly, I was not thinking of anything about Anna. Hindi, sweetheart kasing sasabihin ko, kaya pangalan yun naman. Hirap na talaga. Yung ating anak, they should understand, you know why you said that to your brother? You know why you said that to your sister? You know why you shouted that way? It's because of your heart. You must deal with your heart. You need Jesus to cleanse you. So nakikita natin, magagamit pa natin every time as a means of bringing the gospel, because wisdom is found on the lips of him with understanding. You know why there is hatred in your lips? Because there is hatred in your heart. And whoever spreads slander is what? Is a fool. You see, nag-slander ka, gusto mong masira yung tao, but in effect, ikaw yung nasisira. Ikaw yung nasisira. Mag-slander ka sa kaibigan mo. Halimbawa, kinuwento mo yung kaibigan mo ng, alam mo yung isang kaibigan natin yan, ganit ganyan. Anong isipin ng kaibigan mo? Baka pag nakatalikod ako naman yung pinag-uusapan nito. Yun na nga yung naging joke sa amin doon sa Ironman eh. Na kailangan walang malilate kasi yung late saka yung absent, yun ang pag-uusapan namin. Pagka ganon, at tinotoo mo talaga yun, matatakot ka na. Dapat talagang ganon din ang sasabihin sa akin. So matutunan din ng ating mga anak na huwag kang magtitiwala doon sa taong sumbong ng sumbong sa iyo, kwento ng kwento sa iyo, slander ng slander sa iyo. Dahil pag ikaw nakatilikod or hindi man gawin sa iyo, pag kayo nagkagalit naman, handa ka, naka-deposit lahat yung mga sinabi mo. So, one who hides hatred has lying lips, and whoever spreads slander is a fool. Our children must learn this. We must watch for indications of hatred in the lips and slander in the mouth, from the mouth. And then deal, make them understand, bring them to repentance. Proverbs 10, 31 to 32. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut out. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked, what is perverse. Verse 31, the mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom. It's really from the heart. Kung kulang sa wisdom, kulang sa tenderness, kulang sa love, yung lumalabas sa labi ng ating mga anak, be sure that it's the heart. The problem is the heart. We must deal with the heart. We must deal with the heart. But here, verse 32, the lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked, what is perverse. Alam ba ng ating mga anak how to yung deal with the way they are treated? Sinabi mo, may pumuna sa anak mo na, uy, ang ganda-ganda mo naman. Siguro, ang gaganda rin ng magulang mo. Saka, sabi, ang tali-talino mo raw. Hindi mo nga, will feel proud. They must learn to know, to say what is right. They must learn to say, well, it's the grace of the Lord. Of course, hindi ma-expect yan doon sa 3-year-old, 2-year-old, 4-year-old na bata. But as they grow, they must be brought up to that kind of way that they know how to respond. They know what is the proper thing to say. They must know how to say things that are acceptable. Kapag kayong biniro siya ng isang nakatatanda sa kanya, dapat alam niya at nakita mo mali yung ginawang biniro siya, sinampal niya yung at walang, then you must take aside and tell your child, ganitong dapat na tugon sa mga ganon because it would reveal your heart. Alam ba kung ba't pinadala ng Panginoon sa iyo? Yung taong yun na nagsalita sa iyo ng ganyan. It's because the Lord wants to teach you and this is what you should learn. So nakita po natin kung gaano ka full-time ang parenting. At makikita rin natin kung gaano, bakit nasisira na talaga ang ating society. Because parents are spending less and less time with their children. And those parents who are spending time with their children are not really teaching them, but just enjoying them, playing with them, making fun of them. But we must teach. They must know to say things that are acceptable because the mouth of the wicked will always speak what is perverse. Proverbs 11 verse 9, the hypocrite with his mouth destroys his neighbor, but through knowledge the righteous will be delivered. Kita niyo kung gaano ka seryoso itong si Solomon. Ang kausap niya rito, mga anak niya. Ang kausap niya that the hypocrite will with his mouth destroys his neighbor. Ito yung mga tao na pagkaharap, ang bait. Pero pagtalikod, would slander the neighbor. So every time we hear destructive language, perverse language, or children, we just don't take it for granted. Must be dealt. How? Through knowledge, the righteous will be delivered. Everything, yung merong book si Tripp about age of accountability, or age of, what is that? Opportunity. That everything that you hear, you see, you witness sa inyong mga anak is giving you an opportunity to know the heart. Kasi kung di sila, kung palagi lang silang ang bait-bait sa harapan nyo, hindi mo malalaman talaga yung kanyang puso. Pero pag may ginawa siya, then you have an idea. Ano ba yung nasa puso? Ito yung sinasabi. Through knowledge, pagka nakita natin ang hypocrisy, nakita natin ang slander, nalaman natin yung perverse mouth, nakita natin yung hurtful words, then the Lord is giving us an opportunity to know what's in the heart of our children, what's in the heart of people. Then we can educate. Kung yung taong yun is under our authority, just like our children, through knowledge, the righteous will be delivered. Tama ba yung Rilas? Okay, if speed read ko na lang to iba. Proverbs 11:11. By blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. Our children must learn the power of what they say. It can destroy, it can overthrow a city, but positively, the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. Kahit ito yung isang city, ito yung isang tao, binild niya yung kanyang reputasyon, yung kanyang honor, it can be destroyed by the mouth of the wicked. Proverbs 11:13, a talebearer reveals secret, but he who is of faithful spirit conceals a matter. Our children must learn. Our children must learn to keep some matter to themselves. Dapat silang masanay. Pag naging pastor yun, ako, pero mo, ang pastor, alam lahat. Hindi naman alam lahat. Maraming mga alam tungkol sa mga members. And some of this that you have entrusted to me, I have kept just in me. And I'm not even telling even my wife some of these things. Pag sinabi niyong wag. Proverbs 12:13-14, the wicked is ensnared by the transgression of his lips, but the righteous will come through trouble. Yung wicked, napahamak na siya sa kanyang sinabi, pag nangatwiran pa yan, lalo siyang nalulubog. Lalong nakikita yung kanyang kamalian. But the righteous will come through troubles. We must learn, teach our children, just accept kung mali ka, tanggapin mo, and that's all. The more you reason out, the more you make excuses, the more na ikaw ay napapahamak at nalulubog. A man will be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of man's hand will be rendered to him. Proverbs 12:14, the fruit of the mouth, a man is satisfied with good, and the work of man's hand comes back to him. Our children must learn that. Pag nagsalita ka, lahat yan babalik sa iyo. Babalik sa iyo yan sa pamagitan ng trato rin nila sa iyo o ng pakitungo nila sa iyo. Proverbs 12:17-19, he who speaks truth declares righteousness, but a false witness deceit. There is one who speaks like a piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise promotes health. The truthful lips shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but a moment. Dito kinukumpare niya lagi yung good that the righteous tongue can do and the wicked tongue can do. Like a piercing of the sword. Merong napatay na ice pick ang ginamit, walang dugo, pero patay yung tao. Kala nila, sakit lang sa puso, pero nung buksan, lahat ng damage ay nando sa loob. Ganun yung perverse tongue. Yung masakit na salita. Para siyang ice pick. Hindi mo nakikita sa labas. Pero sobrang damage ang sa loob. And some of us here have suffered sa ganyang klase ng maring sa magulang natin. Masakit magsalita, insulting, degrading. And some of us, maybe ganyan din sa ating mga anak. Masakit magsalita, mamaliitin. Alisin natin ang ating mga anak sa ganong klase ng pattern. Proverbs 12:22-25, lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are His delight. Always point our children to the Lord whenever there is an indication or there is a possibility of lying. Huwag mo lang sabihin na, huwag mo lang i-deal yung lying, but deal with lying in relationship to the Lord. A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of the fools proclaims foolishness. The prudent man conceals knowledge. It's the prudent man that conceals knowledge, but the heart of the fool proclaims foolishness. Anxiety in the heart of man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad. May preserve discretion, and your lips may keep knowledge. So, ang isang tao, dapat alam niya kung kailan niya bibitawan yung kailan siya magsasalita, kailan kapakipakinabang lahat ng bagay nito. So, hindi lamang sa hindi natin, dapat turuan din na we should never make a blanket promise. Kung may lalapit sa atin, may sasabihin ako sa iyo, pero promise, wag mong sasabihin kahit kanino. Do not make a blanket promise. Ang sinasabi ko sa ganun, well, it depends. Kung may slander sa akin yung sasabihin mo, then I have to talk to the person. Kung ang sasabihin mo sa akin will endanger your soul or the soul of others, then I have to move. I have to do something. I have done this many times, even before pastors. Our children must learn that not to keep secret. Minsan yung alam ako mga bata, nakausap ko talagang ang galing mag-keep ng secret dahil pinangako nila sa kapatid nila, sa kaibigan nila na hindi nila sasabihin. But a prudent lips, a prudent heart must know kung kailan siya magsasalita at kung ano ang kanyang sasabihin. At kung kailan niya pipigilin yung kanyang sarili. So we stop here. Tutuloy natin next time. But I hope I have whetted your appetite in the study of Proverbs with regards to the righteous use of the tongue and make us realize kung gaano ka-dangerous talaga ang tongue of man, and we do not want our children to be engaged or involved in endangering the honor and life of others, and so we must teach our children how to righteously use the tongue. Nalangin tayo. O aming Panginoon, ikaw po nawa ang tunay na gumamit sa iyong mga salita. Itanim mo po sa aming mga isipan, sa aming mga puso, at bilang mga magulang ay tunay na maihatid namin ang katuroang ito sa aming mga anak. Salamat po, Panginoon, sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.